Greetings, Earthlings. You are now tuning into the Pass On Data radio show with Topher Gray and
Al Dinero, Pura Vida.
boom, 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 boom. And we are back, episode 11. Yes, damn. Episode 11. Does it feel like we did 11 episodes already? How does it feel? Or does it feel longer, shorter?
Yeah, no, shorter. Doesn't feel like that at all.
Yeah?
That's a good thing, I think.
Yeah. 11 episodes. It's a big milestone.
Yeah.
Just to get it out the way. Like, subscribe, share. Just in case if I forget to get that out the way.
Definitely, we need that for you guys or for us, and we hope you guys are doing that. So, we appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Last discussion we talked about El Conejo Malo. We dived into politics. So this episode I want to keep a little bit more light, a little bit more fun, not as serious.
Yeah.
And I guess my main question for you, right?
Yeah.
Give me, and we're just having small talk. We're not even diving into the topic yet. Give me, because we did talk about memory last time. I like to talk about memories. I'm a nostalgic guy.
Yeah.
Give me, let's see if you can come off top. Give me the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you this question.
Yeah.
Don't go, First, this is going to be something that pops to your mind.
Yeah.
Your last embarrassing moment.
Oh, embarrassing moment.
Something already came to mind, I know.
No, not yet.
Really?
Hold on. Embarrassing moment. I'm embarrassed.
Nothing.
You know what? Yeah. It just popped in. So like 2 years ago or so, I had a hernia. And as I was getting it diagnosed, I had to go to a urologist to, as part of the diagnosis or whatever. And anyways, so first off, during that process, I went to the doctor. So as you all may know, your main doctor a lot of times is unavailable. So you are having to schedule an appointment with like a nurse practitioner kind of thing. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I just need to get this thing checked out. I'm not sure what's going on. And went to the doctor, and the nurse practitioner was this woman, and which I knew. I didn't think I was going to have to the hernia, if you guys know, it's an inguinal hernia. So it's literally like between where your upper leg meets your hip. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I went to the doctor, basically the nurse practitioner was like, all right, well, we need you to pull your pants down. And she had to bring in someone else because she's a woman. Mm-hmm. So she brought in another woman.
Okay.
So I had a nurse practitioner woman and another nurse woman come in, and I had to pull down my pants. And, that's always not a good deal because, usually you're not in your prime performance when you're pulling your pants down to the doctor's office, right? So I got these two random women looking at me, full on naked. And so that was an embarrassing moment. And then as part of that same process, they were like, well, okay, we're going to send you, we think we need to refer you to a urologist. So I go then to the urologist maybe a few weeks later, a week or two later, and do that for the urologist who's a male. And that was equally uncomfortable regardless of whether it was a man or a woman. It just was not comfortable, pulling my pants down and having to show people my stuff. You know what I mean? Then the doctor, and I'm, probably going deeper into this than I need to, but like doctor was like, hey, how old are you? And I was like, at the time, I was like, I don't know, like maybe 48 or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, so when was the last time you had a what do you call it, prostate exam? And I said, like, never. I mean, I thought that you were supposed to be over 50.
Okay.
And I'm 48. And he was like, well, nah, they're suggesting that you do it at 48 now. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, might as well do it right now, right? And I was like, okay. I mean, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not prepared for that, people. So the next step was get over to the bed there in the exam room and pull the old trousers down and bend over. And then this guy like jams his finger right up the old, right up the old rear end and stuff. Not good. Not embarrassing.
You got your oil checked.
Yeah. So not cool. So there you go. There's and that's a universal thing. I think a lot of people have felt that, but man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking embarrassed at a play or at a restaurant, no. How about being naked in front of people?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. From the doctors, that could be embarrassing. It could be for sure uncomfortable. Embarrassing? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'll say maybe it's uncomfortable, but it is. Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be borderline embarrassing. It's maybe we're talking.
Did I ever tell you about my shit story? You're drinking, you're like, It was, I don't know if I said it on this podcast. Forgive me if I repeated this story or if I said it. I guess I could say it again. But based on a true story, I'll never forget this. I remember this as clear as day. I was in 6th grade and we were just finished testing, right? And I think class finishes at 2:30. After class, you get your coat, and then you gotta, go downstairs in the line, and you go to the bus, and the bus takes us to our local elementary school, and that's where it dropped us off, and from there we'll walk home. So it's like 10 minutes before getting into the exit process of going. And as soon as we're done with the test, I'm looking at the clock, and I'm like, man, like I really got to use the washroom.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I hold it? And sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. Yeah. So
that's what they say.
That's what they say. So I remember, and I was never one to like raise my hand and say, it always happened in class where somebody's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, teacher, I gotta, some kids would just do that just to get out of work.
Yeah.
So when I did that, my teacher was like, this kid never ever raises his hand to use the washroom, so he must have to go. And she kind of looked at the clock, was like, well, you got 10 minutes,
Yeah.
And I remember going down, and I remember running down the hallway, and I'm like sweating, like drenched sweat. And it's just the worst of the worst stomach pain. I'm like, I can't believe I really have to go this bad. And I remember walking in, and there was some kids walking out, and I walk into yeah, Lisa's cracking up. I walk into a stall, and I sit down, and I just let loose. It's just like like
just cut it.
The toilet's having a party at this point, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there,
or not.
I'm sitting there, and then it was very quick. It was a quick experience. And as I'm sitting there, I look to the left. No toilet paper.
Oh, damn.
No toilet paper. So
Son of a
I'm
gun.
starting to panic now, right? So as soon as I look to the left, no toilet paper, I start to hear kids come into the bathroom because the bell rang.
Yeah.
Right? 10 minutes are up. So kids are starting to run into the bathroom, and as I'm sitting there, I heard kids say, hey, somebody's in here taking a shit. And I'm just sitting there like really like balled up, like hoping these kids will get out. And, you know, I remember just a lot of commotion going on because everybody's getting ready to get on the buses. And I remember security, you know, hallway security saying, get out the bathroom. You guys got to get in line to get in the bus. So the bathroom finally empties, right? So I'm like, okay, I haven't wiped myself. Nobody's in here. Let me hurry up and go to the next stall to, you know, get toilet paper. So I go to the next stall and I literally run like with my pants down to the next stall.
Do a little shuffle.
No
paper.
No toilet paper. So
Son
there's
of
only
a
two
bitch.
stalls. So now I'm struck.
Son of a bitch.
So now I'm panicking, right? Like my palms are sweaty. I'm drenched in sweat. I'm like, because even from like the walk to the next stall without wiping my ass was the worst.
Right.
I was like, this does not feel right. So back in the day, I used to wear like a lot of like undershirts, you know, like the tank top looking ones.
Yeah.
I used to wear those, and I would have a polo over. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to use this undershirt to like wipe myself, right?
Right.
So for some reason, I made a bigger mess
Yeah.
trying to wipe myself with the shirt because, you know, like the delivery of the occasion wasn't the best delivery.
Right.
So I make a bigger mess with this undershirt. I grab this undershirt and I toss it in the trash. And now I pull up my pants and I'm running to the class because I got to get my coat. And as I'm running down the hallway, my butt is like sliding from just like poop, just like
From poop?
yeah, just like I'm
Got
like, oh, this
we got some slidey mud poop.
pretty much, right? It hasn't been really cleaned. So I get to the class and she's like, Chris, what happened? I'm like, oh, I had a bad stomach ache. And she's like, here's your coat. The bus is going to leave. You're going to have to go. And as I'm walking down to the bus, I could smell myself.
Oof.
I'm like, oh,
Chacho. Stinky. Stinky ass.
Yeah, I'm like,
We got ourselves a case of swamp ass.
yeah. So they used to do pretty much. So they used to do like a count. Like, okay, you know, we're missing a kid. And then here I come out, get on the bus. All my friends are in the back of the bus.
I'm like, damn, somebody stink, dude.
No. I didn't even go to the back. I look at them, I waved and sat in the front. And everybody's looking at me like, why isn't he not sitting back here with us? So the whole time I sat in front of the bus.
Yeah.
And I remember the whole time while I'm sitting in front of the bus driver's like, did one of y'all motherfuckers shit on yourself? It smells like shit.
Damn, dude, you didn't clean your ass right then.
I did it. I'm telling you, it was the worst experience ever.
You got to like fold that like t-shirt over a little few times.
I'm sitting there and this bus driver's going off that the bus smells like shit. And the more he just keeps going off at Kids Day, because he doesn't know who the hell shitted on themselves. Yeah. I'm curling up into a ball of embarrassment because I'm like, they gotta know it's me because usually I sit in the back, but today I'm in the front. Something's up. I'm like putting all kind of thought into it. And I just remember bus pulls up to my grammar school. I barge out the bus and I kind of like, I didn't even run home. I did like a walk, like a fast walk pace because it was just it was just
tight-assed.
Slippery. Yeah, it was one of those. And I just remember like going into like the apartment and just my grandma like yelling at me like, what the hell's going on with you? Like what's wrong? Because she sees me like sweating, like I'm not myself. I'm just like in a disarray, like, and she's like, what happened? I'm like,
culo suelto aquí.
And I told her, I'm like, yeah, you know, I shitted. I think she was upset because I told her I shitted on myself and I wiped myself with my shirt. And I think she got upset that I used a clean shirt to wipe myself. So she's yelling at me because I damaged the undershirt. And I'm like, there was no toilet paper. She's like, why would you mess up your shirt? Why would you mess up your shirt? And that, to me, I went the next day to school. Nobody ever brought it up. Nothing ever came up. But that had to be, like, for me, the most embarrassing moment I've probably ever had. And I don't get embarrassed fast.
That's pretty good.
I've heard you speak of poop.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Because this is making sense now.
The trauma.
The trauma is why you don't like to talk about poop.
Yeah, I mean, it could be other reasons too, but for sure that was embarrassing. And I remember it was cold that day. All I had was a polo shirt and a coat, and a slidey booty.
Yeah, slidey booty.
Yeah, it was just, it did not feel
Slidey.
right.
Little
Yeah.
slide,
Slide,
little
swamp
slip
ass.
slide, little
Yeah,
slip and slide.
Yeah, and I might have had it on my jeans as soon as I sat
Gotcha.
down. It just might have
Man,
been.
I remember when I was like in 5th grade, there was a kid that lived above us. His name was Toby. Blonde hair, curly, and all that. And I remember he had like this cool bike, this cool, like, back in the 80s, like if you had a cool bike with like front pegs and back pegs and all that stuff in the back, that was like a freestyle bike. Like you were like, man, can I ride your bike and all that? And I remember like, he was like, yeah, man, you can get on the bike and all that. And like got on his bike and it smelled like shit. Like something smelled like shit. Like me or whatever around the bike. And I was like, what is going on, dude? Anyways, I rode this kid's bike around and I was like, something smells. Something stinks. And then I was like, is it me? And I'm smelling myself and I'm like, I don't smell. And then I got off the bike and I kind of like did like a smell around the seat. And I was like, shit, this seat smells like shit.
Yeah.
It's Toby. This motherfucker smells like shit, dude. And I just sat on this seat. So now like my jeans probably smell like shit because the smell now transferred over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
like I got like fucking shit stained
It's the
smell
worst.
on my jeans.
Yeah, it's the worst, man.
This guy.
You know what? Too, I remember like clear as day how like that undershirt looked with poop when I just remember going, ugh, and just looking like, what the fuck did I just do? Yeah,
talk-
smelling like walking around smelling like shit's the worst. That first last never happened again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
talking like if you rubbed it across a chocolate milkshake or like if you rubbed it across a taco? Like a ground beef taco.
Milkshake for sure.
Chacho.
Yeah.
Take it easy. That was a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I remember since then too, like I remember just not eating specific things after that. Like I didn't want it to happen so much. I'm like, I would watch what I would eat in lunch. I'm like, okay, if I eat this, I might have a stomach ache again. And I don't want this to happen. Like I remember just being the rest of the year insanely anal about
Yeah.
like timing.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, no anal, no pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embarrassing stories, man. It's happened to all of us
Yeah, that was
throughout life.
that was our embarrassing story. But we're gonna cut into one of our first topics right after these messages. Let's go.
There was a time when I really tried to forget about.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are diving into the topic of the day. And usually I like to make the small talk blend in with the topic. So my and I always got these questions for Al. That's kind of how we start our topics. And then I like to build it up, show some anticipation to this question. Drum roll, please. Insert. Now, we all had a friend with horrible hygienes. We all had that friend with either stank breath, smelly hair, underarm, whatever. How do you address it?
Man.
It's not hygiene, it's hygiene.
Hygienes, haja.
To be honest with you, man, I mean, from my perspective, when I've never had a close friend that's had that issue.
Never?
A close friend. I mean, like a good friend, you know. I mean, I've had acquaintances and things like that have, but I haven't been close enough to where I felt like I should bring it up to him, right? I'm trying to think of if there's a time where I brought that up to people.
Are you like the polite guy that just says, here's a gum? Or give somebody like soap?
I mean, you know
Or-
what? Like, here's
or
a
you
question.
just let it go? Like,
Here's a question. Here. There's been some instances of people I've worked with, right, or people I've known that they're on the heavier set side, where maybe they kind of like have like a little bit of a smell on them, right? And but I'm not like close to that person necessarily. So I don't know that it's my place to kind of bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably come off as rude to even bring it up.
Okay.
You kind of can see where that's going to go, right? I mean, so I've never brought it up. And I've never had anyone close to me that has had that issue. So I guess I'm not like a good person to kind of talk to about that, but man, if it was someone who's close to me and they had that issue, I'd have to bring it up, of course.
So what about if they're not close to you? Have you ever had somebody around you and you're just like, take out how close of a friend they have to be.
Yeah.
Take that out of the equation. And just let's just say a friend of a friend, a coworker.
When I was in high school, we were just pretty blatant. Like if your breath stink, we'd be like, "Damn, dude, your fucking breath stinks." We didn't care.
Yeah.
We just said it. Like, fucking breath stinks, dude. You need to go home. And then like people just probably went home and brushed their teeth, or I don't know, took a breath mint or whatever. Because you didn't care back then. You weren't as cordial as you are as an adult.
Yeah.
But as an adult, no, like I don't think I brought it up or had mentioned it to anyone if it was. It's a pretty tough thing to have to bring up.
It is.
I mean, you know,
It is.
it's a tough thing.
It's also taught.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that probably can be fixed easily.
Yeah, but what do you mean it's been taught?
It's taught. We give our child. Well, I give our child a bath every single night. That's taught.
Yeah, but that's not the question. My question is, do you bring it up to somebody that has, like, for instance, I've had quite a few coworkers, not gonna say any names, and I had friends, maybe not close, but you know, people I've hung out with, and I remember them having very, very bad breath.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's times where you have like morning breath. I get it. There's times where you have like sick breath. I guess I get it. But this was like a consistent. You ever smell like a dead rodent?
Yeah.
It smells exactly like that.
Yeah. Some
Where-
halitosis.
Yeah, and it's so bad. I feel bad for not bringing it up. And and to this day, I'm like right now I have a coworker that it's going through that, and I don't know how to bring it up, and I feel like I should. And I guess that's why I'm asking you, because I want to bring it up because it seems like nobody's bringing it up. Seems like the person doesn't know. And I'm like, how do you? And it's very, very foul, no matter what time of the day it is.
Wow.
And it's not even like foul, like bad breath foul. It's like rotten egg foul, like just
foul, like how,
like dead rodent.
How close do you have to be to this person?
Like where we're at right now.
And you can smell it.
You can smell it. It's bad. It's
That's
bad.
bad.
It's
That
very
can
bad.
be a health issue.
I'm pretty sure it is like a gut issue or
yeah,
maybe
so,
a teeth.
at that point it can be really a cardiovascular issue.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't, when I say that, people might be like, what the fuck's this guy talking about? Guys, believe me, there are some issues related to your mouth, bad hygiene in your mouth, that can cause heart problems. Look it up. I'm not going to look it up for you. I'm not going to Google it right now. But my uncle had that situation. And it's from bad mouth hygiene. Believe it or not, can be connected to your heart and cause heart issues. So it's a very serious thing. So it's not just a matter of being embarrassed like of some odor. It could be a very serious health issue.
How do you bring it up to somebody?
Yeah,
though?
man, that's a good question.
You don't? You just let them
No,
die?
I think you could bring it up. I think it's just I guess the question is, how close are you to the person? Are you just
I guess,
casual coworker? Are you kind of good friends where you hang out and maybe go to lunch occasionally or whatever? I guess it depends on the relationship a little bit.
So if you're a casual, don't bring it up?
If you're really concerned, I would say, yeah, bring it up.
How?
It's kind of a delicate situation, man. That's a good question. I would think you'd try to, in your mind, create a situation or an environment where you can bring it up and think about it in a way, think about it. Think about, if you want to bring this up to a coworker or someone, create a plan, I would say, in your mind where you don't offend the person and then genuinely show concern. Say, hey, listen, I'm bringing this up to you because I'm your friend and I love you. And I'm not trying to embarrass you or anything like that, but I want it to come from me because I have heard people make comments and I just want you to know, coming from me. And,
that's a difficult conversation to have with somebody.
It is.
I tell you what it does do though. I'm like, I smell it. I've been around people that have like very bad breath, and it terrified. Like, it makes my hygiene routine a lot more like detailed.
Yeah.
Like I'm flossing, I'm picking, I'm water flossing, I'm brushing, just because I don't want that. Like it makes me step my game up a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how do you just like, I want to like
I'll give you guys an example of how small of a thing this can be, even, right? Or how quick of a fix this can be. And we talked about this like a few podcasts ago, flossing. We had if you guys know me, I've had Dachshunds all my life, like dogs and wiener dogs. And we had a dog. He passed away, old Peanut. We love Peanut. And and one time, man, Peanut had this like the smelliest breath. Not like his whole time. I mean, he was like a regular dog, had his he's doing his deal, had great smelling. Dogs in general have neutral smelling kind of breath. And then, but at one time I was like, dude, what is going on with this guy's breath? It smells horrible, like horrid, like rotten. And, we look in we just figured like, oh, he's getting older. His breath is kicking more and that kind of thing. Right. And then one day, like I decided, you know what, let me look in his mouth. Let me start checking out his gums and stuff. And I looked at his bottom gum,
Mm-hmm.
and it just like looked like this greenish, reddish, just disgusting color around his gum. And I was like, oh my God, dude, he's got an infection. Something's going on with his gum. Something's going on with his teeth. I got to take him to the vet. So I set up an appointment, take him to the vet like that, probably that same day. And the doctor checks him out. They come back to the room, to where we're at. And they're like, oh, okay. Hey, we checked him out. He had, so like those rope bones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a braided rope,
Yeah.
but like it's a bone. So he had been chewing on that and pulling on the strings of it, and basically had gotten strings stuck and tucked in between his teeth. And dogs' teeth there's no gaps like humans. I mean, they're pretty damn tight. And he'd gotten these strings stuck in between his teeth. And then through the days/weeks of eating food and just every day, like it had built up bacteria and just stuck in his teeth and created this little nastiness, this stinkness in his teeth and his gums and stuff. And they were like, yeah, we just pulled all that out and rinsed his mouth out and he was good to go. And but I thought it was like his gum. Like when I did a first initial look, I was like, holy shit, his fucking gum is all rotted and nasty or whatever. And it just turned out it was just this dangling rope that looked nasty, but I couldn't make out what exactly it was. But anyways, I say that to say that, dogs don't floss, right? And he probably shouldn't have been chewing on those things, but it all comes back to like good dental hygiene for anyone. I mean, then if it's a deeper problem from that, it's a medical issue. But really, it's really flossing and brushing and good hygiene. And if someone doesn't have that, then if you're a good friend, I think there's a way you could probably work it out in your mind to bring it up to them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on now.
It is a hard question.
Yeah. You know what I should do? I should ask ChatGPT on how to bring something like this up, because this is something I struggled with for years, because I've had quite a few people that's done it, and then, organically they kind of either fixed it on their own. I know a few people ended up fixing it because, not that I look back, they have dentures. Very young people. And, they ended up putting dentures and it kind of went away. And I was like, oh, just maybe it was just a rotten tooth. There was just, their teeth was clearly falling apart. But then I still just bump into the occasional, and it has to be consistent. Sometimes I give people like a pass. Like, oh man, they're a little musky.
Yeah,
but
if it's
consistent. If it's consistent, like the breath things lately's been a bit consistent, I'm like, okay, this is an issue.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to bring it up, but sometimes the delivery can come off like an asshole, and it could put people off and embarrass people.
Let me ask you this: do you care if the person gets upset?
I kind of do. I don't want to make nobody feel bad.
Right.
I don't.
Well, I don't think you want to make anyone feel bad, but at the end of the day, maybe, I mean, if you feel strongly about it, and it's impacting you in a way where you're like, I have to interact with this person all the time, and I got to say something, then I would probably, it needs to be brought up.
Yeah. At one point, I was interacting with the person because they were on my shift. Now they're not. So I don't.
Yeah.
But then, I'm thinking about the next man. Like, man, somebody's got to deal with this. And it's got to be brutal, know?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, man. Yeah, it's a tough one. I think if it's one you're going to address, then, have a kind of a game plan of how you're going to address it to the person.
Yeah.
So that it's respectful. And that you kind of come from a place of like, hey man, I'm here. I'm just telling you this because I care about you, kind of thing. And if however they take it, that's how they take it.
Yeah.
Can't do anything after that.
Yeah. See, I thought you might have had any situation where you had to like address it. Because I do know a lot of people do not address it. They there's people that walk around with like, maybe boogers on their nose and they'll just let it go by. I know Elise was telling me recently an incident she had with a coworker that was, picking in their nose and she didn't say anything. I know there's a lot of people that just don't bring up the subject. Like, hey, you have something in your nose, or like, hey, maybe you might need some gum right now. A lot of people don't bring it up. I want to say maybe 80% of the world probably doesn't bring up if something's wrong with somebody else. Like, hey, you got something on your hair. Some people do.
Say, oh, girl, your breath so stink right now. Damn.
Yeah, but I don't know. And I'm one of those people that don't bring it up because, for one, I don't want to offend. Two, I don't know how to bring it up. I don't know what would be the correct way to bring it up. Like, excuse me, your breath is... Because my first instinct is not to be harsh and hurtful, but it is to be honest. And sometimes my honesty can come off hurtful because your breath stinks. Sounds...
Yeah, I think what you just said is the right way really to approach it. If you're gonna do it, and you have to interact, I think a lot of people will be like, oh, you know what? I only deal with this person temporarily or here and there, so it's not that big of a deal. I'll deal with it. But if you have to deal with them a lot more than you want to, and it's just a thing where you're like, man, I got to say something, then I think it's probably, just being honest and direct and not doing a lot of fluffing, and just being like, hey, I'd like to talk to you about something, and if I can, I want to be honest with you because I feel like I don't want anyone else to kind of talk about you behind your back or anything like this, but I'm your friend, and I'm really trying to look out for you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk to me, and it's been pretty consistent, I've sensed like a bad odor that's coming out of your mouth, and and you just almost got to put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not an easy thing to address, but I think they'll appreciate that and be like, oh man, I didn't know that, and be like, I want to let you know on the side, and that way and because I would want you to tell me if the same thing was happening to me, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm definitely gonna figure it out.
I mean, it's not an easy thing to bring up.
It's not.
But sometimes you just got to do it. I'll give you an example, man. Not really related, but I worked at this company, small mom and pop company, and we were under the gun schedule-wise to get some things done. And I felt like from my manager, I was getting a little bit of pressure. And to get the workers, the manufacturing, the production workers, like to moving on the work. And so I went down, and one of the guys that I had to work with was this has nothing to do with like bad breath or anything, but it's similar in the conversation I had to have, and the guy was like all loud, and he was really set in his ways, and he was like, hey, we're working the way we are, and this is the way it is. And I was kind of like trying to push that we're under a schedule, we're trying to get things done, and things got heated, and I started, which is totally not me, if you know me, I just started yelling at these guys. I started going off, and
why?
Just, I felt pressure from above me, and then the way they answered my questions was like, well, we're doing what we can do, and that's the way it is. And it wasn't like an answer of like, well, more supportive to what I was trying to tell them. meaning like our customers are waiting for this. We have a deadline. And they were just like, well, it was almost like we don't care. This is what we're doing. And that's just the way it is. And so I got frustrated because both ends, I was kind of like feeling the pressure, right?
Yeah.
And so I just like blew up a little bit on these guys. And I mean, big time, right? Like I just let loose. And a lot of people who know me know I'm a pretty calm guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I lose my temper, like I'll lose my temper.
Okay.
And if I lose my temper, I immediately feel bad though after I do it. Like I could lose my temper on you. And if I left, you should probably know like immediately. I'm like, he feels bad. He knows, he knows he knows he shouldn't have yelled at me like that. He knows he shouldn't have done that. He feels bad, you know? That's how I am.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it went like a few days and I was like in this church group of men, like men group. And I told these guys this story and they were like, you need to go apologize to these guys. You need to go tell them like you're sorry. And I'm like, sorry for what though? And I'm like, because you shouldn't have talked to them like that, regardless of the situation. You just don't deal with people like that. You know what I mean? You talk to people respectfully, just like how you would want to be respected and talked to.
Yeah.
And there's ways to get things done, and it's never through yelling. It's never through, and so anyways, we had this discussion, and afterwards I talked to these guys and I said, hey, you know what? It was one of the hardest things I had to do.
Yeah.
But I went down there and I talked to these guys on the floor and I was just like, man, I'm so sorry. I messed up. I should not have talked to you guys like that. I don't know what happened. I don't normally do that. And I was kind of nervous. I mean, I was like, and I was so happy like because they could have just been like, you know what, get the fuck out of here or something like that, whatever. But they didn't, man.
Yeah.
They were so great about it. They were like, you know what? They accepted my apology and all. And I felt 100% better coming out of there. And I say that to say that was a tough conversation for me to have. But same thing goes here, right? Like you can have a tough conversation. I mean, and that was, it wasn't to make me feel better. Although in my mind it was. I was like, I gotta say this to these guys or else I'm gonna feel like shit. I gotta apologize to these guys. But I feel like the same situation would apply with someone who maybe has some body odor or some bad breath. Like if you feel it, like you just gotta do it. Be like, man, I gotta talk to you about something. Like I want to say this in a real respectful way. I love you, man. Or, hey, I care about you. You're my friend. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It's not easy to tell you.
Yeah.
And, man, I didn't want to tell you this. And I've been struggling. But you got to realize it's tough for me to tell you right now. But I'm going to tell you, man, because I'm your friend. All right? I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this because I want to help you. And here it goes. And, boom, let them know.
Okay.
And I think that's the best way you can do it. I think you got to preface it with like, this isn't easy for me. You're my friend. I love you. I like you. This isn't to be mean. This is to help you, man. And I just want, and boom, here you go.
Okay.
I think that's it. Right?
All right.
You guys agree? Send in the
oh.
old comments.
I'm going to give this a try.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave this topic with a big
question mark.
To be continued.
TBD.
Yep. And we're going to get back to you guys, and I'm going to let you know how this goes. I am going to try this out and see how it works. So we'll get back. We're going to get into our next segment right after this break. Let's go. Today's segment, health. You just had a health bar.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at our segments. We got food, travel, sports, religion, politics, outdoors, and I just added health. And I figured like our segments are where we could kind of give a strong, in-depth opinion on these specific topics. And I guess the reason why I say opinion is to not be controversial, but almost factual.
Okay.
So if you want to give the listeners some advice on how to be healthy, what have you been doing lately? You see?
Yeah.
On
Like when you said be healthy, like I gave a surprised look, like healthy. Yeah, what I try to do to be healthy is, so I try to work out every 5 days, 4 days a week. 4 days a week. So usually Monday through Thursday, I try to work out. And I've been pretty consistent with that. So I usually do about a 2-mile run, and then I'll lift weights, different body parts. So I'm trying to get the cardiovascular workout in with some weight resistant training in. I know that it doesn't work out for a lot of people, because they get home, especially during this time of the year, man. It's wintertime. It gets dark early. You get home, like dinner, kids, the whole thing. It's hard to do. I get it. But I get it in. And so that's me. And I try to, for the most part, eat healthy. I do eat like some, little snacks in the evening. Like I like these dark chocolate covered almonds. I'll have those.
Is that considered healthy eating?
I don't know. I mean, almonds, they're good, right? They're fiber. And then dark chocolate's supposed to be good for you. I mean, not in large quantities, but I'm eating like maybe, I'll say like in the evening, I eat about 6 to 8 dark chocolate covered almonds. So, I mean, it's better than eating like a big old fucking carrot cake or something. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, and I just try to move as much as I can, stretch or whatever. I mean, I'm a office worker, so I work from home. I'm sitting a lot, which is not good. So I feel like the workout that I do get is important. Like if you're a blue collar guy and you work in a shop and you get to walk around a lot, move around a lot and lift things and carry things and all that kind of stuff, then that's all good. You're kind of getting some workout, whether you think so or not. Whereas me, like working in an office kind of environment, it's a lot of sitting down. I mean, literally, if you let me work my whole shift, it would be all sitting in one position, just interacting with a keyboard and a mouse, which is not good, right? So I've got to make my own way to move and walk around and take breaks and do all that, and which I try to do. So,
is it a mental battle when it's time to work out and you're like, you know what, I got to get up, I got to work out? Are you
no, because is
it just like I'm getting up? This is what I'm doing.
I'll say this for I think everyone. It can be, especially if you do it after work, and especially if you live in the north like we do. It's even tougher in the South. I mean, I'm saying it's tough in the South, but it's even tougher in the North because when you get into winter, cold nights, when it's already dark at like 4-something p.m. and you get home and it's cold outside and you're done with work, the last damn thing you want to do is get your ass home and then get dressed and then go out to a gym and go work out. It's
Yeah.
a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to do anywhere. So fortunately for me, I can do it earlier in the day when I have the energy, and I can kind of take that break and go do that and then go back to work. And so, but it's harder when you get home from the afternoon for most people. When kids are home, they're doing homework. It's time to make dinner. It's time to get the bath going.
Yeah.
And so it's just a tougher thing to do. And
Okay.
I get that. I get that for a lot of people. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think a lot of people don't get it in. And
It's
you
a
know,
mental battle.
yeah,
when
it is,
when
man.
you're up
It is.
north dealing
It
with
is.
the cold. I got to put coats on.
Yeah.
I think the worst part. Well, no. Yeah. Let me think. That damn ice machine. Is the workout that I experienced this a few times this year, especially on very cold days after going to the gym, sweating, then having that sweat on your body, then going out to the cold.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. So you get your sweat going in the gym here up north, and you're nice and sweaty. You're working out. You ran or you did a jog or cardio, and you got sweat, and then you put the jacket on, all the gear on,
I know
and
some
you get
people are-
outside. None of that helps because the sweat just all of a sudden gets cold as shit on your body, and then you go sit in the car. As soon as you hop in, you're like, ugh.
We're probably gonna get comments like, "Take a towel with you. Take a change of clothes." I'm pretty sure there's the showers in there.
I'm not doing all that. I'm not going in the locker room to face old dudes that are naked. And I'm just gonna throw on a jacket and go home.
So your advice for people would be just get up and do something, especially if you have an office job.
I'm gonna say this: if you're not committed to going to the gym when you get home from work, then you need to be doing some things throughout the day to get some movement in. So
you
let's
don't-
just say you are an office worker, and or you just work in a work environment. You're not physically working physically. You can take like 10-minute breaks throughout the day. I mean, people take through every hour. I would say take a 10-minute break every hour, which people do. Look, you can justify this shit because there's people who talk shit all day long in the hallways. There's people who are yapping it up, talking about their weekend. There's people who sit in the toilet for fucking 45 minutes. Look, you can justify this. And so I would say make it a routine to where when you go into work, after 45 minutes of work, get up and walk around for 10 minutes. Stretch. And
Yeah.
you don't have to even walk around for 10 minutes. Stretch. Like get up from in your work area and just kind of move your body a little bit. Like when I say move your body, I'm not saying like, whatever, jumping jacks, push-ups, stretch, just anything that kind of will get you your body parts in different ranges of motion. And that's good. I mean, that's a good thing.
So you don't feel like even though if you have a job that has like major, physical activity, you don't feel like, because I don't know where I read this, but even if you do have a job that you're getting up outside of your work life, normal life, you're still supposed to set at least 45 minutes, let's say half hour to 45 minutes of exercise outside of your normal activities, even if your work is very involved in like physical stuff.
I don't know about all that. I would just say that you can throughout your day, if you can get cardiovascular exercise in, meaning some jogging, some jumping jacks, some Zumba, anything that gets your heart rate going a little bit, if you can get that going for about 18 to 20 minutes a day, that would be great. If you cannot do that, or you just feel like, hey man, the lifestyle is just I got too much shit going on, I can't do it, then just throughout your day, like get movement in. Like if it's playing with your kid, like doing leg lifts, like getting your kid up, down, like just moving.
Yeah.
I would just say the worst thing you can do is come home from work, from sitting on your, sitting at a desk all day long, and then come home and then just sit again at home and not have some significant movement for at least 30 to 45 minutes. You should have that throughout the day.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, that can include like other things, right? Like that, hey, I got to stop at the grocery store. So I walked around the grocery store.
You're counting all of that.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's movement. It's movement. It's burning calories. It is.
See, I don't count that. I feel like if I'm doing all that and I'm at work and I'm busy and I'm moving,
well, you're kind of looking at it more as like cardiovascular exercise.
I feel like I got to do something else. I feel like I got to insert exercise still, even if I've had like a busy day.
You're thinking of, you're separating exercise from everyday tasks.
Yeah.
But everyday tasks do contain exercise. Let me put it this way. If you were bedridden for 5 days, and then I said, Chris, you got to get up and walk a little bit, eat some food. And if I got you to walk for just about half a mile, be like, that was good, man. It's good for your body. You got that stretching in, you got that walking, you got your muscles going.
Yeah.
That's exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, because you're in physically like good condition and you're working and doing all that stuff, nothing's wrong. You're like, that's not good enough. That doesn't cut it. But it does cut it for people who don't exercise normally. So what you want to say is, you know what, just move. Get your body moving, get your exercise, but not just.
I think you're cutting people slack here.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to cut them slack, but I'm saying at the minimum, like, don't just go from couch to car to work, drive through, back home, sit on the couch, watch TV, and then think like you haven't had any walking in. You haven't moved your muscles. You haven't lifted.
You got to do something.
You got to do something. You got to do some physical activity in your life. And now, if you're not doing that from your normal activities, then you got to be doing something. And I'm not giving you a break. I'm saying, you know what? If you feel like going to the gym is not your thing, then you know what? Get you a set of little light weights in the living room. And while you're watching Friends or, Wheel of Fortune or whatever it is, like get on, you know what? Order a little treadmill, order some weights, get some things going on in the house. You know what I mean? And if that's your thing, if you feel like you want to get yourself in some good shape and all that, but, do those things. Or on your off time, if you enjoy nature, go take some hikes, go do whatever you got to do. But you got to get movement in. The human body, it is scientifically proven, is meant to move. It is not meant to be stagnant. And so that's why I say in my job, I'll tell you this, my job is not normal. My job is meant to sit at a desk on a computer all day long, if possible.
Staring at the screen.
It's not natural, not healthy.
Yeah.
So I make it a priority of mine. I make it an appointment. Like if I have to go to a doctor's appointment or I have to go meet with someone important, to go work out. And I take it seriously, because if I don't do that, I'm not going to get it in. Like I'll give you an example. Like Lena, my wife, she's a teacher. She works at a school. There's no elevator. There's a lot of stairs. She's got to do a lot of walking. But she gets a lot of exercise in just throughout the normal day. She gets a lot of steps in, walking up and down the building, walking from here to there and all that kind of stuff. She can get a lot of steps in. I don't do that.
But she'll still go out and go to the gym.
She'll not as consistently as she would like to. I would say she is more motivated to do it, but her thing is sometimes she works a little bit later. She gets home and then, family things get in the way, right? Hey, Ava needs help. She likes to have mom help her with schoolwork. Then we're making some dinner or whatever. And then, or sometimes,
life gets in the way.
Just things, yeah. And so she doesn't do that whole gym thing as consistent as she would like. Whereas I know if like she had a more flexible job, she would probably go right in the morning, knock it out like most of us would.
Yeah, for sure.
Knock it out right from the morning and then be like,
that's what
all
you
right,
want.
You know what?
Now
I'm going to get my day going.
You want to get it done early as possible.
Right.
That's how I feel. I feel better when I get it done early, but life doesn't sometimes cooperate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess my advice with that, having ate a double quarter pounder with cheese today.
Yeah, you had one?
Yeah, a double
probably
quarter.
went down pretty good.
It was good. It was good. I mean, McDonald's.
Who does not want a quarter pounder with cheese?
I don't want to.
Let's start with me. I want one.
I don't want to sound like that guy, but I think if I was to give health advice, and I'm kind of learning it because for the most part, I wish I could eat a little bit more cleaner. However, I think you still need some kind of a balance of things, that you might enjoy, like guilt, your guilty pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
You got to kind of like balance that out. I don't think it should be 100% out of your, if you enjoy it, and it's not that good for you, you shouldn't be doing it all the time.
Right.
So I think
it's a balance.
I think you do need a balance, and I think sometimes that balance will it'll give you some happiness, and I think that happiness will lower your stress levels, and I think that the lower stress levels plays a big part into your health.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like I justified eating like shit. No, but because I have like some friends that that their moms are very old, and hearing their habits, I'm like, how the hell are they living this old? I mean, I'm pretty sure genetics has something to do with it, but I'm like, how are they living this old and have these kind of crazy habits? But just thinking, I'm like, they're just probably not stressing. I mean, and I'm pretty sure they're not doing this all the time.
Yeah.
It's a balance for sure. I think people need to take that into consideration, that you can enjoy a lot of the things you like to enjoy, just don't abuse it. And I think that's with everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes that could probably fall into like hard workouts. You don't have to work out hard every time, because you could fuck up your body.
No. Yeah.
And cause stress to your body. Everything has to be moderation, balance. Yeah. Know what you're inserting into your body, and if it's not good, and you're counter punching it with like some daily activity, then go for it.
Yeah.
Just don't sit there and do nothing and then take bad things all the time, whether it's like bad news, whatever. You have to do more good than bad.
I'll tell you two things that like on total polar opposites of all this, right? That we're talking about.
Go ahead.
My grandmother, she lived to be like 90 some years old.
Mm-hmm.
She never worked out a day in her life. I mean, she's just like a mom, housewife.
Does she stress?
Oh yeah. She stressed about a lot of stuff, like kids, grandkids, like, oh, what's everybody doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, look, he's not going out without a coat. It's 50 degrees out. Like she's stressed about all kinds of shit. But she loved coffee. She loved sugar. She loved sugary things. She was diabetic. But she lived in her like 90s.
Now, when she was in her 90s,
she didn't work. She didn't run. She didn't jog. She didn't lift weights. She didn't do Pilates. She didn't do yoga.
But let me ask you
She
this:
didn't do none of that.
when she was in her 90s, let's say a little bit before her 90s, let's say 85 to 90,
Yeah.
was she falling apart or was she active 85?
No, probably like the last 5 years, she was not like really able to walk too much on her own,
Mm-hmm.
but mentally and physically, she was good.
Okay.
I mean, as she got older, it was like a little bit harder to walk for some reason. But yeah, no, I mean, she's in pretty good shape. And her mother, my great grandmother, lived to be like 103 or 4 or something like that. So longevity there.
Yeah.
And then, but then I'll say this on the opposite side. Who was I going to talk about on that one? It was man, I had a story. I had a little something set up for that one too.
But I hear stories about like grandparents living to be older and not having the best of best habits, maybe. But stuff like that leads me to believe that, because you do hear now like a lot of young people like dying.
James, that's what I was going to say. Like that Vanderbeek
Exactly.
guy.
I didn't want to bring his name up, but that's what I was thinking about.
He's recent, yeah.
Yeah, and he was
and then
48.
The guy from Black Panther.
Yeah. So
Same thing.
This is what I'm saying. I think our grandparents, maybe our parents, weren't intaking as much stuff
Yeah.
as far as like preservatives. I don't think that was going on as much back then. Even though, let's say, oh yeah, I smoked, I don't think the cigarettes were as bad. Or yeah, I had sugar. I don't think it was like corn syrup. It was probably like some cane sugar in their coffee.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just what we're intaking now. I think we're intaking a lot of bad things and not just kind of
It's crazy.
looking
man.
into it.
It's crazy because I saw an interview with this guy, James Vanderbeek, and he was like, man, that was one of his last interviews. And he said, I was in great cardiovascular shape. He said I was eating all the things I was supposed to be eating and working out and all that stuff. And then, this happened. So, man, you just never know. It's weird. But you're right. I think
But see,
at the end of the day,
the thing with that is we don't know how much he was stressing. He's just telling us about his health activities. Yeah, I'm eating good. I'm exercising. Yeah, but how much are you stressing? How much sleep? I think it's just everything.
I mean, some stress is good. Actually, probably lots of stress is good, depending, right? Like what I'm saying is, from the natural world, when you go back and think about how we are naturally supposed to live, kind of go back and look at like our Native American ancestors or further back, and you think about like what life was like when there wasn't we weren't living so civilized, right?
Yeah.
And there was stress related to at night, right? Hey, are we going to be attacked at night by an animal, by another tribe?
But what age were they dying?
Are we going to survive on the food we have?
They're probably dying earlier than
They were dying a whole lot earlier.
stress, the advancement of medicine and all that.
But when you kind of go back and a lot of people will point to like the native or paleo type diets and lifestyle as a way of living, right? Like, we had roots and meats and honey and vegetables and fruits, and we didn't eat a lot of processed foods, and the processed foods are like what's happening. And
I think that's the main thing. Man.
and but they were in that lifestyle. You were stressed. I mean, you were stressed in the danger around you. You were stressed in like, are we gonna eat? You were worried about the cold. Like, are we gonna freeze to death?
Yeah.
Parasites and all kinds of stuff, man. Like there's got to be stresses that we're not thinking about that they dealt with on a small, more detailed level that aren't coming across in books, right?
Yeah.
Like when we go out camping and we go out hunting,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I stress about like, am I getting a tick on me? And
Yeah.
like getting a tick bite, and and if a tick bites me, am I gonna get Lyme disease? And stuff like that.
But is
That's
that
a small stress, but
that's what I was gonna say. Is it a form of, or are there like levels to the stress as opposed to like, I hope I don't get a tick bite, and then you have people that are just always stressing about what they see on the news about if they're gonna pay the bills. I think there might be a level of stress,
those kind of stresses, I don't stress so much.
which is good.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm saying. I think it could be those stress that I'm talking about could be a lot of stress that's not good for you.
Yeah.
What you're saying is like a nice balance of stress.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some stress. There's going to be stresses in life, and you got to be able to deal with them. And how you deal with them either causes you more stress or it doesn't. That's just the way it is.
Well,
So
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Anything you want to plug? What do you got to say to the people before we wrap this thing up?
I'm going to say,
I got
go USA in the Olympics.
yeah. We'll see how we'll do. I mean, it's the Winter Olympics. What I want to plug in is I hope you people are subscribing, sharing, liking,
Yes.
tuning in. I would like to get more feedback to the pod. I hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. I hope you guys
Yeah. You know what?
spread a lot of love.
That's a good point. Right now, if you are
At least
subscribed,
thinks I'm saying Valentine. Valentine.
TINE.
Yeah,
Good
I'm not
sir.
Valentine.
Good sir.
She's like Valentine.
Hey, and if you're listening or you are subscribed, here's the thing. Just send us a comment and say anything. Just like, hey, I'm subscribed. I like what you're doing. Or hey, I heard this comment. I thought it was funny.
And we'll
Especially you, Al. You're funny. You make me laugh. How? Like a clown? I make you laugh? Eh.
And we'll give you a shout out
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
And
A shout out segment.
next time we have our big, pass on data party, we'll have you guys come on out and have a beer.
Boom.
Yeah.
We should do that when we hit like 100 subscribers. We should have like a little shindig,
Yeah.
kind of at a nice little lounge or something.
Yes.
And have some beer and
Yes.
celebrate. On that note, you guys enjoy, and we are out.
Out.